Buongiorno, mi chiamo Helen Webster.
Buonasera, mi chiamo Sandra. Sono in Venezia. Everyone think they've gone mental now.
I know, they'll be like, what the hell's going on? So, for our listeners, Sandra is in Venice.
Indeed, bit random.
Random.
Either that or I've radically changed my decor. Look at the ceiling.
I know, you look like you're in an airing cupboard.
I feel like I'm in like the little Hobbit hut on the Hobbits thing. The Hobbit.
Yeah. At first I thought she sat in the airing cupboard.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
So we've got a guest called Mal Lee from Don't Cross the Line, but we had a couple of issues setting ourselves up, didn't we? So we've stopped this broadcast and then started another one, and for some reason he can't get in. So if he appears, he'll appear. If not, we'll have to postpone him onto another week.
And I want him to come on because it's a really good guest, and I think what he's interesting as well.
Yeah,
I bet a lot of people are going to have an opinion on that.
Definitely. So tell us all about Venice then.
Well, it's been very exciting. So we went down to Stansted on Monday. I am shattered and really tired. We got down sort of late Monday night and then went and we stayed at Little Premier Lounge near Stansted, and then we flew over yesterday at quite a civilized time. Actually, it was all cool and everything, and we met my son's girlfriend and her parents, which were lovely. They stayed and that was dead nice. So I went and had a drink with them in a little square and that. And we've got a little apartment. It's on the ground floor with a 2-bedroom place and a kitchen and that. And so we had Ronan's graduation today, which was just and it's been really sunny, which is gorgeous. But as soon as it gets cold overnight, and as soon as the sun goes behind the cloud, it's quite chilly. Yeah. But it's lovely because it meant they could have the graduation outdoors and everything in St. Mark's Square. Wow. And sometimes in October you have what's called Acqua Alta, and it floods. The Piazza di San Marco, St. Mark's Square, is set at 80 centimeters. So if it goes higher than that, the water level, if it comes up, that's it, it floods. If the water level increases by, say, 80 to 90 centimeters, that's it. And they have Acqua Alta, and it can get really high. And they have all tables set out, and everyone has to walk around on the tables. Like they just wear wellies and carry on as normal and everything. But I didn't have any wellies, so I thought, but I checked in advance. And I thought, oh no, we're fine. So we've had a lovely day, and it's so nice, the event and everything. It's just been gorgeous, and to see all the young people all in the suits, all dead smart, and all the families. And they do this mad thing here. It's not like what we have. I've been calling Ronan Bushhead all day, which is what we called him when he was a kid anyway. So like a big laurel wreath, and his girlfriend sorted that out. She's so lovely, and did these. They have these bombonieri, which are things like favors you have at weddings, but in little boxes with almonds in, and a big laurel. It's a laurel thing they have, and it goes back to Roman things. And what the expression they say is, "El laureato," he's graduated, and it comes from the laurel wreath. And you have a different colour depending which faculty you've done your degree in, just like we have the gown and everything, with the different colours depending on your course and that. Well, in some unis they just do the same, but they have that colour as well. So his was white from his faculty. So it was just dead cool, really cool thing.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
I was telling my mum about that you were going to Venice and stuff like that. Yeah. And when I think they went in October, and the water had come up, and my mum didn't, but my dad and Marg and Bill, they like rolled their pants up, and went paddling in it, and I know. I was like, oh yeah. But my mum just stood at the side, like, at the time. But but she said, oh no, what happens if it floods? And I thought, it's going to be all right. And then the photograph and the little video that you sent was amazing, because the weather was beautiful. Yeah.
That's out and had a drink last night, dead nice. Lovely. And I treated myself today because family where you weren't allowed sort of to sit in the ceremony. The controls here are unbelievable. It's it's illegal not to wear a mask indoors if you go in a shop or anything here. they ask you straight away. They're going to start reducing restrictions next month, but they're not there yet.
Yeah.
So the controls he had to go to, and he didn't have his QR code, although his stuff was on the NHR app. So we had to convert, and then somebody came. They went and got 2 other people, and then they said, "All right, you can come through the barriers and everything." So all the families are waiting outside the barriers. You can see everything. And they've got of screens up, and it was the PA system. It was all really well managed. There's police everywhere, and they managed it all perfectly, because it was quite a thing to do, especially in the current times.
Yeah, definitely.
It was great and everything. And but it was they were doing lots of speeches and stuff. So I said to Ali, our owner's governor, said, "Come on, let's sit down." And we sat and had a coffee in St. Mark's Square.
Lovely.
Yeah. And I remember sitting there on the other side when I was 19. I went to Yugoslavia and got the hydrofoil over to Venice. And I remember at the time we spent $7.50 on 2 coffees and a Coke, which then it might as well have been 70 quid then.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah, it was just really nice. So we did check the price first. It was like a tenner, and we thought, that's fine, tenner for coffee. We thought, let's just sit there and enjoy it. What a lovely thing to do. Yeah, but I've done Venice now quite a few times, and I'm done with it. So, but it was lovely.
So the speeches and things that they were were they all in Italian? And
and it was laughing my head off, because we were going on, and you wouldn't be here without all the efforts, your family, your parents, and I thought, all right. And I said to him, "Did you listen to the speeches?" He went, "Nah." Like that. I thought that. And his girlfriend was laughing and everything at the speech, and I said, "You won't listen to any of that." She went, "No." But it was very good. The speeches usually are at these events, they have great speakers and everything. So, but of course, at home they usually have like a famous person come and things like that. So I'd have no idea who this person was, but he spoke very well and everything. And
amazing!
It was just really cool. I think there were about 2 English people who graduated. That was it.
Wow!
So it was good.
It's amazing.
They had all these long Italian names, and then they just said our own, and it was so funny. But it was just really lovely. And then they all come, and they leave these hats for them, which they take away, and but they don't wear the gowns. And then they come, and the families buy all these like our things, and they walk around all day in them. But people just come up from the street and say, "Oh, congratulations on that." Dead nice, just dead civilized and that. So he's gone out for dinner tonight with his dad. He popped back before for the stuff. So it's nice, it's just a lovely.
Brilliant. Yeah, amazing, because you've all worked hard to get him to where he is.
To do it abroad, so I mean it's worth it. And I always say, Phil Broders, who we know, he helped me. He gave me advice, because Ronan did a year in Holland to begin with, but he didn't like the course, and then he did gap year. So then I sorted this one out myself, and it did help. I speak Italian, but I would say to anyone, if anyone wants the kid to go to uni abroad or wants to ask about it, I can, I'll help anyone do it, because it is quite a minefield. But because he's got no debt. That was the whole. It costs £1,400 a year, and even now as a non-EU student, it's it's 300 more. That's it. It's 1,700 a year. So if you can do it, and even with the accommodation and the flights, it was just the same as him going in halls in our country. So. That was a big attraction, really. So it's good. And of course, he speaks Italian now, thank God. So that's
of course, which is amazing, isn't it? Unbelievable.
So, what have you been doing today?
So we're gonna stick to our little. Oh, hang on, I think we might have a Mal. Hang on. I'm gonna click add to stream. We've got a Mal. Can Mal hear us?
Hey. Can we hear him?
Oh, Mal, press F4.
You're a bit low on the screen. We've got the top of your head.
No, we can't hear you, Mal.
I could hear him terribly faintly, Helen.
Could you?
People know this show's live.
I know.
I know, I can hear.
No, I can hear like a very faint tinny thing. So when I came on before, I didn't have a microphone, but I could hear Sandra. I couldn't hear Mal. And then I pressed F4 and I was able to hear. You were able to hear me, Sam, weren't you?
Mm.
But now it's not working now.
So I can hear you, Mal, but it's like the tiniest, faintest whisper. Have you got a set for headphones or something?
I think it's something to do with this microphone. Oh, well, let's carry on anyway. Let's carry on, and hopefully Mal. And if we can't get Mal on, then we are going to
we'll have him another
again on to another show. Yeah.
He is a brilliant guest, and I think it's quite interesting what he does. And I think
it's amazing what he does. Amazing what he does. And all his mates will be laughing because they all said that he can talk for England and no one can hear him.
Can
you hear us, Mal?
Or put some headphones in, Mal. That might help.
No, I don't think it's not to do with headphones because it's microphone, isn't it? He's going to write it and show us it on the screen.
All right, Mal. We'll have you another week because we really want.
Can you hear us, Mal? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Oh, we can hear us.
You don't have a problem on Radio City, do they?
I know. So before I could hear Sandra, but I couldn't. She couldn't hear me, and it was something to do with my microphone. And I pressed F4, and it worked. Look, he's going to send us another coded message.
That might be a coincidence, the F4.
No, because the F4's got a little microphone on it. That's how I saw.
Lift it up, double echo.
Oh, double echo. Oh, I have no idea.
It's not me, it's you.
I'm not that technical. I've no idea, to be honest. Anyway, shout out to the kids, Sam.
Okay, shout out to the
Malcolm just looks lovely sitting there.
Yeah, just sit there and look. Shout out to all the young people who graduated today in the University of Venice because it has been horrendous for them. You know, they've been on lockdown for the best part of 2 years on and off. It's just been rubbish, hasn't it? And you know, they all had to wear their masks the whole time. They got up and got masks, and they had an official photographer, and they were allowed just to take the mask down for the photo, and that's it. They're and you know, it's just horrible circumstances. But in a way, I'm really grateful because I didn't think we'd get to this point.
I know.
Young people were dead proud and happy, and they all looked dead smart, and it was really cool. So I was delighted for everyone. So well done to all the young people who've been studying over the last.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Hal?
I'm going to edit the mic settings on Mal. Does it work?
We could lose you now, Mal. Anything could happen.
No, it's not working. No, we can't hear you, Mal.
The brave.
I know, we can't hear him. It's rubbish, isn't it?
What's up today?
Joe Galbraith's listening in, and she says your pics are fabulous, Sam. So your pics are
did you see them? I was so happy, honestly. Ronan's girlfriend's dad's a videographer, professional videographer, all dead arty. And she takes a photo, and it's just like amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, we did the photography course on Saturday at our car, and he said about the golden light. He said there's a time of the day with it. So he sent me the times for Venice, and I took some which I haven't put on this evening as I was walking home, and they're just perfect, you know. And he's right. And I thought it's something that wherever you go in the world, you can check the time of the golden hour, as he put it.
Yeah.
The light, and the light's just perfect.
So, amazing.
Yeah, because it's just beautiful natural light. So.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to Joe's son Daniel, who's been in Alderhay today, because he's done something to his knee or his leg, and I haven't spoke to her about it, but we really missed him at Wacker Ball, and I'm sending big loves so that he gets better soon. And who else was I shouting out to? Oh, Adam. So Adam come in with a picture, and he went, "What do you think of this?" And he gave me a drawing, and I went, "Oh, I don't like it." Like that, I went, "I love it," like that, because I was saying that to them. And then he turned around and he goes, "Oh, do you love it?" And I went, "Yeah." And he went, "You can have it." So I was like, "Oh God!" So that was dead cute. So massive thank you for him for that. So I think Mal. Oh no, they think he's broken it. They think he's broken his knee. Oh, so poor Dan. So Dan will be lapping it up. Okay. He deserves it all, yeah. Oh, poor Dan. So Mal can hear us, but we can't hear him. So we don't really know, because we're not that tech savvy, Mal.
Not tech savvy. At all.
No idea. I don't even know what to do.
Okay. Well,
situation. So Sam, success this week, apart from being in Venice with your boy watching him, which is pretty hard to trump, isn't it?
Yeah, the success is the amount of paperwork and stuff like that we had to do to get here was just shocking. And in the end, we had to write a list of everything we needed, these data forms and everything. So I've got to do one of them to get back. Was it all running very well and smoothly coming here and that, and we got there this morning and there was all time, and it, my thing was just to get there. So that's been my big success this week. Definitely 100%.
Brilliant.
Getting here from home.
Well done, you. Well done, you. And my big success, what have I done this week? So I took Poppy to work. So Poppy came to the office, she came to work, and it was dead funny. So on Monday, she was like just running around. So I took her again today, and we went for a run at dinner time. So we went for a run along, got us pool prom at dinner time, and then Beth come in, and it was just the cutest thing when Beth saw her. Because she just looked, and then she ended up, Beth was on the chair, and she ended up on the chair with like on the chair next to Beth, like just looking at Beth with little starry eyes. So that was cute. Yeah. Well, can you type in the comments anyway? I didn't even know if you can do that. Because I was going to say we could play.
I can't type in the comments. I can only type in the. Oh, Mal can't. No. Never mind.
I was going to say you could play the this or that, you see, and Mal could nod. So Joe said the yes or no game because he'd be able to nod and shake his head, but I don't know what the yes or no game is.
He's got a lot of very interesting stuff to talk about that he does as well, which I really want to hear about, and I think loads of our listeners and viewers.
Yeah, definitely 100%.
I don't want to waste our opportunity with him. No. Mal, could we reschedule you? Could we book you in again? Would that be okay? When we can get to the bottom of everything. Now that is a yes or no answer. No, I'm never coming back. You shambles.
No. Oh, he's nodding. Is he nodding that we're shambles or nodding that he'll come back?
I don't know. Let's pretend he's nodding that he's coming back.
Oh, it's rubbish, isn't it?
When I was a teacher once, I had a kid.
Hang on. Loving the show.
Can't see the rest
of the body. Off a bit, Mal. Carry on.
Carry on regardless. Okay.
Oh, they usually say never work with animals and kids, don't they? Not grown-ups.
You should just like a little mascot for us in the corner every week. It could become a feature now.
Right, I'm going to play this or that with you then, son.
Go on then.
Well, I can't do because I've made them all topical for Mal and I don't want to give them away.
Oh, go on. What are you going to say? You start.
So, Mal, right. Number 1 is the first thing to say. Number 2 is the second thing to say. Right, okay. So, okay, I'm going to do this one first, okay. 5-a-side football or a full match?
5-a-side.
5-a-side for you, son? How many times have you played 5-a-side?
Never in my life. I mean, he's saying
a full match for Mal. Full match for Mal. Yeah, what about you, son?
I like to play 90 minutes as well, Mal, when I play, because I play for a few ladies. I like to watch 90 minutes. Do you know when I went to Paralympics?
The 5-a-side is still like 90 minutes. It just means that's only 5 players.
Completely give yourself away.
So do you want to play 5 against 5 or 11 against 11?
11, there's more legs. How un-PC. I hear the show repeating. Mal, leave.
Oh my God, there's 4 of us. God help you, Mal.
We'll see you next week. Go on. We'll have to bump the next 3 guests we'll have to bump them all back a week.
So we can't bump Tom next week because Tom works on the Orient Express and he's coming on his day off. So we'll have to bump the others and then Mal will get you back on because we need to hear all about your amazing things.
Oh, now you've told me that.
I know, he works on the Orient Express. And I was like that, ooh.
You can't come on next week, Mal, because the guy from the Orient Express, he'll have to come a few weeks after. But
we'll book another date with you, Mal, but thank you so much for trying. Thank you, Mal.
Bye-bye.
Oh, bless. Oh, it's a nightmare, isn't it? But thank you anyway.
We should have the lever like Graham Norton has. And then he goes.
Room 101.
And then he falls backwards and his legs are in the air. He's gone, can you do that for us as you simultaneously leave the studio? Because it'll have a visual effect as well. Anyway, oh, by the way, I left my pants.
Your trousers, not your pants.
My trousers.
Oh, Mal's gone.
That was hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, so today I got ready. This was probably an embarrassing moment. And I left. No, the embarrassing moment was the car hire place. I come to get ready this morning, and I thought I've hung my suit jacket up, and I thought I'll iron my blouse, etc. And I thought, I'm wearing my pants, and I thought, oh God, no. And I had a bag, so I put some stuff to leave in the car by the airport in Stansted, and brought me stuff, and I'd left me trousers.
Have you left your trousers at home or in the car?
In the car. In the car. So I checked, this was last night, I realised this. So I had a quick look online. I thought, oh great, there's a mango over the other side of that bridge, thank God. So I nipped in this morning and got a pair of pants.
Well, that's all right. It's nice to have new things on your holidays, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So I just got some very smart black jeans, which are well needed with and I had a jacket, and it was fine. It was absolutely fine. And that was literally weather. So that was all good and everything. So I was happy, and I thought it's something, and I hate jeans shopping as well. And I went in, had a look, thought, try them on. Yep, I tried some trousers on. They looked to show. So then I tried this and thought, really, I do need to drop a dress size before Christmas. And that was it. And then, and that was that. I also got a tiny little handbag to go across, because I only had a brown one with me black, which I didn't want. So that was cool. So there we go. So that was positive, yes.
Well done. Amazing. Amazing.
Embarrassing moment later.
Yeah, so we have this or that, don't we, normally? And then we talk about ourselves. Well, we normally talk about the guests, don't we? But obviously we're not been able to do that today. So what are we going to talk about then, San, instead?
Well, I'll do this or that for you then. Okay. Yeah. So this or that. I'm
going to do this or that for you then. Okay. Go on.
And I'm going to ask you 2 places that I haven't been that I know you've been.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have been, but haven't stayed in them. Okay.
Okay.
Budapest.
Yeah.
Or Krakow. Is it Krakow?
Oh, yeah.
Been to both, yeah, because I haven't been to either.
Oh my days.
But I never stayed there.
Both unbelievable places. Unbelievable. Both totally, you know, when you're not expecting something.
Yeah.
Budapest is so Buda and Pest are 2 different places, and they're split by the river, which I didn't know until, you know, we were there. And one's like Old Town and one's New Town.
Yeah.
And in Budapest is so we went to Budapest for 5 days, and we were there for New Year's Eve as well, and it was just unbelievable. And the amount of stuff that you can do there is just a beautiful, amazing. Krakow, we went with my mum and dad. We had for their wedding anniversary. The weather was amazing. We were dead fortunate because it was beautiful weather while we were there. And again, loads and loads of things to do in the city. Probably if I had to go back somewhere, I think I'd go back to Budapest, but I'd like to go back in the summer because when we were there, it was winter. I mean, it was all right. It was like -3, -4, which was, you know, and I was like, my big thing is I wanted to sit outside and have a coffee somewhere. And so we ended up at the castle, and there was a little bit of sun. And when you're in the sun, it's warm, isn't it? When you're in the shadows, it's cold. And we had a cup of coffee, and the day we flew home, the Danube froze over, and it was I think it was -15 or something like that.
Oh my goodness!
So we were really fortunate. So yeah, I think I'd go back to. I'd love to go back to both, but I think Budapest.
Yes, as soon as you're somewhere and the river freezes over, you know it's very cold.
Yeah,
because the rivers and lakes freeze in Canada, and it's so cold.
Yeah. But Budapest, yeah, I'd probably go back to Budapest. Okay.
Cool. Go on.
Gondola, or is it the water taxis? Are they called water taxis?
Yeah, they have different things. So they have the Vaporetto, and the Vaporetto is like the public transport system.
Yeah, so the Vaporetto or gondola.
Well, the Vaporetto you wouldn't pick because it's like a big bus and it's chocker, and they just use them like buses, and they have a pass. and it's like €1 odd for them if they live here, if they've got a residence card, whereas it's $7.50 for us now.
Oh wow.
Use that for 90 minutes. But you can also get a thing where you can just get it all day for 15 to go round on them. But they are like, you just jump around like buses. You can walk everywhere in Venice, but you've got to have your good walking legs on. But they also have, as well as the gondolas, they have like the private taxis, which are gorgeous. They're like a James Bond thing, you know, and they're beautifully varnished wooden boats. They're highly polished. And you just stand, they have some like the guys they're like that with the sunnies on and everything, you know, and they'll just fit a few people in the back. They're the way to go. And
so private taxi or gondola then?
Oh, not gondola. I am private taxi. I've never been in a gondola because clearly they're terrifyingly narrow. However, since my kayaking event at the Alp Dock, I might like to go on one. Also, they're always quite expensive, aren't they? And everything. But I think they've come down a bit now. And I know my son took his girlfriend on one for her birthday the other year. Yeah, and it wasn't as dear, you know.
Yeah.
But the private taxis are lovely. And Eddie, our mate, Eddie Doyle, he told me sometimes, he said, sometimes you can book the taxis and you can get them, whereas it's like, say, £60 to come in from the airport in one. If there's only a few of you, it works out 15 each if you're with a group or you don't mind sharing with another family or something like that. And it's actually 15 on the, it's 30 return on the taxi bus from the airport, the normal one, you know. They're just industrial, you know, like our ferries when they're chocker, they're like smaller versions of them, really. And they're just like people go around to work on them and stuff like that. But also you have tourists and things. So we got one today. I said, let's not walk to the graduation. It's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we jumped on one today. But when you get on the Vaporetto, because it stops everywhere, it goes all, and that one went all around the Grand Canal from the the Piazzale di Roma, which is where the trains come in and that, and then you go around and we got off at San Marco, which is where St. Mark's Square is, and that's quite a journey, you know. It can take a while, whereas you could go. And when Ronan was at uni, he didn't get he just walked everywhere. They just walk everywhere, the kids who live here and that, because it's much quicker, you know. But it's just a nice thing to do.
Yeah. And talking about James Bond, I went to see James Bond last night.
Oh, I want to see it. Did you enjoy it? I'm definitely.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, everyone said it's fantastic.
Oh, it's like, it's unbelievable. Yeah. It's on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I thought, well, that's a long time. But
it is a long time.
I was just glued and the time just flew. It was like an old fashioned James Bond, you know, with all like the car chases and the villains and everything. It was just amazing. It was brilliant. It was really good. No, we didn't have a cat. No, but it was really, really good. So I'd tell anybody to go and have a look. Yeah. He loved it. Yeah.
I really want to see that actually.
Very good. Go on, your go.
Okay, so I've asked you about Budapest or Warsaw. Okay, then. Racquetball or Lou?
Oh.
Because I know you're obsessed with racquetball as well.
I'm obsessed with both, and I've been playing racquetball today with our older group.
Yeah.
And so these guys have gone from not being able to catch a ball to now playing rallies. Brilliant. And today we drew the court on the floor. So you draw the court in chalk.
Yeah.
And they are that good now that we have actually been playing matches. But obviously they all want to play against me, and they're like, we want to beat you and stuff like that.
Wow, good luck.
And so I played about 4 matches today. So I was absolutely like blown for tucks because they're that good now, which is so lovely to see that, you know, in such a short space of time. But Lou is like, Lou is another level, isn't it? Of
I prefer Lou.
And I don't know. And racquetball, you can play outside. You can play. Probably, if I could never play anything else again, I'd play Lou.
Yeah.
But racquetball, indoors, outdoors, an amazing portable game, which I absolutely am addicted to it. I love it.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go Lou. If I had to pick, But it'd be a very, very close call on that one,
Okay.
Yeah. Another one for you. Aperol Spritz
Oh,
or Italian coffee?
oh. Aperol Spritz, even though I drink more Italian coffee because I could get coffee elsewhere. So if I had to have one or the other forever. Although I
I
do,
don't like Aperol Spritz.
it's lovely. I had a Campari Spritz as well.
Oh, did you?
And they have
Oh,
one
your photograph yesterday of the two little Aperol Spritz. They did look beautiful, like, you know, in the...
in our room. And when we got it, we sat out and had one. And the other thing here called Select. Select it's a Venetian liqueur. It's a local liqueur. So they have one with Select as well. Because and what people do here is when they go to the region, they'll have the products of the region. So they'll go to that area and they'll drink that drink, or they'll have that food where they go. So Ali's family, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And he said, "Oh, it's Select."
So what's Select? What is it? What is it, like a flavour or?
No, it's another type. It's another alcohol that they made into a spritz. It also looks red, a bit like Campari, but and there was another one I had when it come out another time that was quite nice. That's Venetian as well. That was lovely, but it's quite bitter. They have a lot of bitter flavors as well, which is good. Yeah, Amaro. So I love all of that. So spritz galore. But
What's
I do love
the food of Venice. What's the traditional food of Venice?
Fagato, which is liver and onions. Yeah, they do all awful dead well in it's like our own had liver and onions when he went out.
Oh, lovely. Delightful.
But it's liver and onions, yeah, and they all love it. And I did me last night. So they have liver, and they have a lot of stuff with offal here. It's very popular. And they have what else do they have with stuff? They put things like when you're having a Aperol Spritz, they put a big olive in it.
Oh.
In other areas you wouldn't get that. You'd get a slice of orange, and they all have these traditionals, and they have like little snacks when you have an aperitif. They just bring snacks, and what they bring in each region's different, and it's dead interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's not like pizza and pasta like we all assume.
No, oh God, no. But of course they do have pasta. A lot of the Italians won't eat pizza in Venice because they say, "Oh, it's no good. It's just for the tourists."
Yeah.
Where we had lunch today, that Ali and Ronan both had pizzas, and she went, "Oh, it's good," like that. They just think it's all. Whereas when they go to Naples, which is the home of pizza, they all have pizza there, you know, and they expect certain foods in certain regions to be really good. Like in Piemonte, in the northwest, that's where the truffles are. So a lot of things will have truffle flavors with them, things like that, you know, and they're known for different foods. And like they have polenta in certain areas. In other areas, they have arancini, which are the rice coasters. So
arancinis, yeah.
In the south, they're doing all gnocchi, and it's all different areas that eat different foods. Scausio Italiano, Uncle Ron said. It's true, Uncle Ron. And our Ronan's girlfriend said something the other day with a proper, like a proper Scouse you in it, like a real northern thing. She said, you know, I laughed. I thought, oh God. But yeah, so I love all the food and everything here. So they do loads of gluten-free as well. Like the supermarket, the gluten-free range of pasta's unbelievable. I've had ravioli stuff with spinach. I've had and sort of that for me dinner, and I got enough last night to do for 2 nights. So it was really nice and everything. So they have loads and everything. Now listen, I have bought a little tart thing back for the office.
Oh,
it's for everyone. It's just like a Mulino Bianco thing. It's a bought thing because otherwise it won't keep and everything in transit. So it's in a little box.
I will be delighted with that. I'll be delighted because they won't eat it, will they? So I'll be able to eat it all.
Oh, they will eat it. It's just nice. It's apricot and that.
So
I'm on the
gluten free or not?
No, it's not gluten free.
So you can't eat any?
No, I can't eat it.
Even more for me, hurrah.
I'm on me pre-Christmas this now.
Oh, I started my pre-Christmas this on Monday.
Yeah.
And I lasted till about, what time did my dad come to the office?
Dad come.
Did my dad come to the office about 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
And he bought a box of biscuits and a box of sweets. So I ate the biscuits. And then on Tuesday, what happened on Tuesday? Oh, yesterday, I lasted till... I went, I did my training first thing in the morning, I worked out. And then I went to Costa to meet Shell, and then we were going up to the deaf centre to sort something out. So I thought, well, I'll have some toast in Costa. They didn't have any bread, so I ended up with a piece of cake for my breakfast. So I lasted till like breakfast time then. And then today, I did really well this morning. Went for a run with the dog.
Yeah.
Lunchtime along Otterspool Prom, which is amazing, isn't it? Because we're literally across the road, aren't we? So we went for a lovely run, come back, and then my dad had brought Quality Street on, and Jack. So we had Quality Street this afternoon.
Oh, he's kind, your dad, isn't it? Has Jack been working his magic again on the
computer?
Jack
sorted the computer. So Jack sorted my Uncle Nev's computer out and wiped it all, which is great. So that was brilliant. Yeah. He's just dead good at it. And he sorted loads of things out, and then he goes, "Oh, I've done this," and I'm like, "Oh, brilliant." I said, "What does that mean for us, though, Jack?" Yeah. So he's done loads of things, so that was brilliant. Yeah, they've all been amazing this week. The young people, they've done great.
I can't wait to come in the office with the dog there as well.
Oh, she'll be, So I can't go to the toilet though. So if I leave the office, she goes to pieces, doesn't she? Although she is Emmett's best friend at the moment.
Is Emma cool with that?
He was dancing with her, yeah. He had a dancing and everything. When he first met her, he was only young and he wasn't really keen on dogs. And because she's bouncy, she chased him, didn't she? So he was a bit wary of her. Anyway, I didn't tell him I was bringing her in on Monday. I just brought her in. But he's got a big, massive, huge greyhound now, hasn't he? So she's tiny now. She's like a chihuahua, isn't she? Good. So he's cool with her, and he took her for a little walk around the block, which was great. My dad took her for a walk. I took her for a walk, so she was
as well.
So everybody took her for a walk, which was great.
I can't wait. I'm very excited about coming to the office with the dog. I think it's dead. Loads of people have a dog in work now. So many of the people next door, if you think about it, then Brian and Cav over the way, they have their dog as well.
Yeah. So she's cool. Yeah, it's cool, and it's good for a screen break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, when you're at the computer and she, you need a screen break, you can whiz around the block and you get a bit of fresh air,
Exactly, and we are dead lucky because we are near the waterfront. And Condé Nast have published this week that Liverpool is the third most populous city in the country, second to the two capitals, to London and Edinburgh. That's it. So I was quite delighted about that. And we've got it on our doorstep. So Poppy's very lucky because she gets taken to the best city, in our opinion, in the country.
Cheers.
In the graduation ceremony today, it was quite funny because every single person who spoke, the speakers and the heads of the university, the dean, etc., all said in the most beautiful square in the world, whatever. And I thought, where is evangelical, aren't we, about Liverpool?
Yeah.
I
think it's sort of very romantic, isn't it, to be in St. Mark's Square and in Venice to graduate is like it is like a movie thing, isn't it?
But their thing is to have a square, and a square isn't a big thing, so we've got exchange flags. We can't compete with we can't, but we have the bit at the pier head you see at the front, which is we've got St. George's Plateau, which is quite tremendous as well. But it's the places like the old thing they used to do was all have a square, Madrid's got the Plaza Mayor and everything. It's when you look around the buildings, you see, and it is a full square, and that's a very European thing, isn't it? I thought, well, it is. Yeah, we can't compete with St. Mark's Square, but there we go.
No.
But the top 3 cities in the world to visit were all in Japan, the coolest. It was the coolest. That was it. It was the 3rd coolest place to visit in the country. They said Liverpool was.
Oh, yeah.
The top 3 were all in Japan.
Wow. Have you been to Japan?
No. But Ronan's girlfriend's degrees in Japanese.
No. Yeah.
That's what I want to do, go out there, which is cool. So it's on the list, as is most of South America.
Yes.
100%.
I want to do South America,
Yeah, definitely.
So what's your red face then?
Oh, God. Well, It could have been leaving my trousers behind, but that got sorted easily. So I had a better one. So, well, what a win. I paid to hire a Corsa because I hired a car to come down because we know the saga of my own car at the moment, which is up my mum's driveway with half the front bumper hanging off here, the back stuff, and I've got to get it all sorted because the MOT is due the first week of November. I'm stressed about that. So I need to get that done. So anyway, I paid to hire a car. And I paid for a Corsa because they're a bit more roomy now than they used to be. And I thought that us won't use much petrol. So it ended up, they went, this is the car. And I went, oh, I didn't pay for that car because the car was this amazing, massive VW Passat, not an estate one that goes like that at both ends, saloon. Anyway, it was lovely. And it got in and it was like the dashboard of probably off a Bond film. And he said it's diesel, and I thought, thank God you told me that, but it was full anyway. So then we sat there with it and Ronan go, plumbing heck, and I thought, God, that was good because I'd seen some nice cars and they were like £150 more to hire them for days than we paid, than 5 days rather. So anyway, I get in and I have it's an automatic, and I've got an automatic, I've got a hybrid. So I pressed the button, I thought, yeah, I'm cool then. Nothing. So the thing isn't moving, and so I went, oh my God. So he goes, hang on, we'll YouTube it. And there's no instructions. So I watched 3 videos, and Ronan goes, no, that's an American car, Mum, because the video, the driver's thing was the other side. And I was like, oh God. And the 2 people who saved us, they got off, and there was like, so then I thought, I'm gonna have to say, I was literally 20 minutes trying everything, and then I had to get out and go. And I said, excuse me, can you help me? And then he had to talk me out through how to start the car, how to get it going and everything. And I was like, and I thought, God, I have one that does this, but whatever. And then it went and kicked in, you see.
And what did you have to do? What was the secret?
Oh God, hopefully Ronan can remember because I've forgotten for tomorrow. He taught me through it the second time when we come out the services. He'll remember. So that was that, but it was a lovely drive, and I forgot how much I enjoyed driving. Oh, it was gliding. But you know, big eco warrior. So I was like, oh, it's a diesel car. Oh, the guilt. But it used like that much petrol. So the thing was completely full.
Yeah.
It didn't use a sixth of the tank to get down south. To get to Stansted from Speke Airport, from Liverpool Airport, it didn't use a sixth of a tank.
Wow.
So, I know, yes. So we'll see what that costs to fill up. But down here, the petrol's 152 down here and everything.
Wow. Yeah.
That's okay because I'll be able to get home on it before I fill it, because you have to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You have to return it with a full tank. Yeah.
Oh, and I haven't told you the best thing that happened on the.
So when you text me saying that you couldn't get the car going and you had to watch 3 YouTube videos,
laughing.
I was gone. I was just gone because I was imagining you sitting there. But in all fairness, when I borrowed my dad's car for something, and he said, I'll give you a lesson. So I was thinking to myself, I've been driving for like 30 years. Do you know what I mean? I don't really need a lesson on how to drive. Anyway, you do need a lesson now to get into the cars, and for it to, you have to press this button, you have to press this, you have to do this, you have to, and I've driven automatics and things like that before, but you have to press this one and this one, like, and then you have to put your foot on this before that goes. And so yeah, and then he kept on saying to me, stop and start again, stop and reverse. And I was thinking, oh, it's like being on my driving test.
Yeah.
But it is like, isn't it? Yeah.
I haven't told you the best of it. So we're on the motorway coming down, I think by Stoke somewhere, and some like little stones started hitting the car. Now I've paid all the insurance, and then some insurance, because the way things have been going lately with my car, I thought, oh God, just pay it, cover yourself. So I paid the extra, whatever. So anyway, these stones start hitting the car, and I thought, I'm not only going to, and I couldn't pull into the other lane because there was all traffic there. But then everyone sort of started braking, and then I got into the outside lane. All these rocks are coming at us, and I thought, oh my God, the car's going to be destroyed, like loads. Anyway, the lorry, I went on the outside lane and went, or the inside lane, whatever, and went down on the outside lane, and I pressed my horn and everything, but he didn't pull over or anything. And then as I got away, I saw everyone was flashing him, and then he finally realised and pulled away because the back door of the lorry had come over. Must have been moving like grit or something, but it was all stones of different size. So when I got out, I was like, oh my God. So I was terrified to have a look at the trunk and everything. So I went like to the bonnet, sorry, and I went like that, and it was okay and everything, but I thought it was going to be
That's
damn.
because you're in a VW.
I thought that. Well, I had a VW and I had a Golf years ago, and this guy drove straight into me outside Manchester Airport, and he literally wrote the front of his car off, and he kept going, "Your car hasn't got a scratch on it." And I was going, "I know." And you know, but that was it was his fault and everything, which he admitted, but because he literally just drove into me. But the VW was fine. It was absolutely fine because they are rock solid.
Yeah,
But,
they are. Yeah.
oh God, if that had been the other one, it would have just died completely. That car, yeah. But yeah, so I was dead lucky on it. Several counts there, which was cool, you know.
Brilliant. So I haven't got any red faces this week.
Really? That's because I've got them coming out my ears at the moment.
No.
No, you're all right. Well, I've had mine. I forgot my trousers.
Yeah.
Couldn't drive the car. And then bizarrely was assaulted by a gang of rocks on the motorway, which wasn't really a red face, was just a random act.
Just a random thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all me.
Oh, well, we red face from last week because we had a guest last week, didn't we? And then we didn't do any of our show because we just listened to him, didn't we? Because Gary was on, wasn't he? He was brilliant, you know, but we just so we didn't do any of our shout outs and all those sort of things, did we? But we were at an exhibition, weren't we, last week?
Yeah.
And, on the Wednesday, and you and I were at the exhibition promoting Lou and Imagination Games and Whack-a-Ball and stuff like that to all school bases, so school business managers. And because we're promoting health and well-being and movement within children and adults and stuff like that, on our stand we had fruit and water.
Oh God, this was terrible. Yeah.
And on all of the other stands, they were giving out alcohol and chocolates and things. And I was thinking, well, I wonder who's wrong here, you know, because we were. But I thought, no, you know, we are promoting what we're saying, be healthy, so we can't be promoting alcohol and stuff. And this lady came over, and I said, oh, you know, I said, help yourself to some tangerines and apples. And she pulled this incredible face at me, didn't she?
A look of disgust and horror.
Yeah, and she went, oh, fruit, like that. And in my head, I sang, turn your frown upside down, but actually sang it to her.
You did? You did sing it,
At
Helen.
which point I sang, turn your frown upside down, your face, because you were stood behind it as you nearly collapsed.
Can I say, when you sang it, you didn't have a little pleasant smile on your face. You had a bit of a glare, I thought. I thought you had a little bit of a glare.
I did. I was fuming because I thought, I can't believe you're pulling a face when I'm offering fruit to promote health and well-being, and it was her face and it was her attitude towards it. So I sang "Turn Your Frown Upside Down," which your face was like the funniest thing ever. Anyway, I started laughing with her then. I said, we're promoting a health and well-being, so, you know, we have to. And then she said something, and she said, oh, they've got gin over there or something. And I said, oh, well, the kids have enough whiskey of a weekend, and so therefore they need fruit. Anyway, she was having none of it. So yes, but so I think that was my embarrassing moment.
It's easily done, and I do things like that all the time. And once the words have left your mouth, you can't catch them and put them back. Once they've gone.
Her face was really funny because she did have like a proper shocked look.
You did. Was it more shocked than me?
No, yours was better. You were like, oh, you actually gasped.
You know, one thing, honestly, I know we haven't got long, but one of the things that happened once, you know, I flew for British Airways. We had this lovely woman who worked for us, but and she was a dead nice person and everything. And we had Lady Mountbatten on, Earl Mountbatten's daughter, and she was a lovely woman. She was really, really nice lady. She was on the front. Anyway, there'd been some controversial documentary on apparently sometime earlier about her family. And, you know, you have to be very professional and protect people's dignity at all times. But for some reason, this lady, the girl I was working with, felt the need to say, oh, I saw that documentary. Isn't it terrible what they said about your dad? Like that. And I was like, and then she said, yeah, it got, and the woman just like looked in horror. And then it got worse because she said, and she went, and she was from Yorkshire, and she went, telly dunt off, mate, you look fat. And the woman went like that. And I said, what she means is you look really slim face to face. And she was a good size. And I was like, and I've never, it was absolutely, I've never forgotten it. I just wanted to die. And she went, telly dunt off, make you look fat. And she like hated the aristocracy, something. Oh, it was awful, absolutely awful.
Oh, that's amazing.
And she went, oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Awful. Oh, and she was so lovely, though. You know, so very far back, but a really nice person.
Oh, lovely.
Honest to God, night that was a bad one.
Oh, so shout out to the grown-ups, San. So from last week and this week.
Okay, shout out to Mal. Shout out to Mal, our guest who we couldn't hear, who was just hilarious. So, but I am looking forward to having him on again. So shout out for him. God loves a trier, and he did try and hold his little signs up.
He did.
Didn't he? And that's it. And we've got a few guests booked for the next few weeks. So that's good. And I tell you what, I had a message off Wild Humphrey today.
Oh, yes.
A few weeks. And he sent me a message and he said, I haven't forgotten about coming to talk to the children.
Oh.
Because you asked him about it, didn't you?
Yeah.
It wasn't me. And he said, can you give me the number and contact details? So I'll pass all that on to him because he's going to come and give a talk, I think, for Autism in Motion, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, which will be amazing, which will be brilliant.
And shout out for the University of Venice today, because that whole graduation was signed right through in Italian.
Wow.
The whole screen was devoted to someone doing sign language. And I thought, well, the Italians have got that boxed off. I was really impressed with that.
Everybody's got it boxed off apart from England.
If we had every event like that, as somebody signing at every single event, how brilliant is that? You know, and then it's just part of the course and we just get used to it. So have you got any shout outs for any grown-ups this week?
Yeah, so I want to shout out to Margie and Sharon from so I was going to do a shout out last week. So they both did the London Marathon. And they trained loads and everything like that, and so a massive shout out to them, and what an amazing achievement to do the London Marathon. And Peter Lloyd, who was one of our guests, and he was running and he ran it, and I spoke to him on Monday morning on a Zoom call, and he you know, he loved it, and he did an amazing time. I think he did like just over 4 hours, really quick. And Tom, who is our guest next week, he did the London Marathon as well.
Did he? I've done it twice.
Brilliant. In a car.
Yeah, I haven't even done it in a car. No, it's one of those things every time you watch it, you think, I'd love to do something like that.
I've watched the London Marathon since I was about 6 or 7 and always wanted to do the London Marathon. And I've entered the ballot. So the ballot is, there's 40,000 places for the London Marathon.
Yeah.
And about 240,000 people apply to do it.
Gosh.
And then you go on a ballot and you get picked out. So if you get a ballot ticket, you're really fortunate. And I've applied for about, I think it's about 14 years now, 15 years. Yeah, and they do an amazing thing. So you can apply for it and you pay for your place. And then if you don't get it, you can have the money back, or you can donate that money to charity and they send you like a hoodie or a top or something like that.
I get to do it.
So most people always sort of, so it's a great way of them fundraising as well, because the London Marathon brings in so much money for
charities. I apply, and if I got to give you my place, would that work?
I'm not sure how it works. I don't know how they transfer places. I'm not sure whether you'd have to go back in the ballot. I don't know.
Oh, you'd have to run as Sandra Scott, and
I can run as Phoebe. That's fine.
I need a better time. I need a better time than that.
Yeah. So yeah, the only other way to do it is a charity place, and I am thinking that if I don't get in next year, I'll probably do a charity place.
Well, I'm very excited about the fire walking.
I know, and I haven't told anybody yet, but we're doing. No, that's okay, because we are going to do the fire walk on the 18th of November. Which we will put detail. Thursday, the 18th of November. Yeah.
Very excited about that. That's the thing, and it's in Exchange Flags.
Yes, yeah. That's going to be an amazing thing. So Radio City's Cash for Kids did it last week on Hickory Smokehouse, and they raised I'm going to say 24,000. It might be 27 on the night, which is phenomenal.
There's 3 charities. It's the Mayor Fund,
Yeah.
and there's 3 charities, of which Whitechapel's one of them, isn't it? That's who we're doing it for, through
Yeah.
Hetty. So I'm very excited about that. Now, listen, if it rains in November, how does that work when you're doing the fire walking?
You might do it under a tent, maybe. They might have like a canopy over the fire bit.
Okay.
So it's like hot coals, isn't it? And you sort of, it's all about mind over matter, isn't it? So I watched a program about it years and years ago, and they used to say cool wet grass, and they all got like psyched up, and it was like cool wet grass, and then they walked across. And ever since then, I've thought, oh, I'd love to do that. How amazing! And Joe Moody's done it. Joe Moody, yeah, she did it a good couple of years ago. Yeah, she did it for. So yeah, but no, I think it's just a dead cool thing to do.
I'll canoe the Albert Dock, and then I'll be fire walking as well. So that'll be cool.
So then we'll have to fire. Well, then we'll have to find something for earth. Then you'll also run earth, wind, and fire.
What do you mean?
I mean, water. Water. I was thinking. So you've done something like water, haven't you? And you've done something fire. And then you have to do something like air. Then don't you? Like
air's fine. Air and
like wing walk.
You've got to be under 5'3" for that. On the old-fashioned ones, I looked into that.
You're going to be under 5'3"?
Yeah, to do with this certain aircraft where they've got the gap between the wings. You know, the old-fashioned ones they had. Yeah,
but did you stand on the top of them?
Oh God, no. The way where you go between the 2 ones where they've got the old prop aircraft. No, I don't fancy that anymore, Helen. Thank you.
There was a man on the telly. Was he 91? And he did it, and I was like, what? And he was stood on the top of the plane, and they flew him round, and I was like, how cool is that? And 91 doing that.
Yeah, I've been paragliding. That's cool. I was young. No, let's just go with the fire walking for now and see how Christmas plans out. Let's not.
Our challenge for next year is. Have you got a positive challenge, Sam?
A positive challenge? Yes, learn a language, for God's sake. It's so mad. Even just learn how to order drinks in a foreign language. Or if you think, well, I'm never going to go abroad as long as I live, help someone in the city, learn the directions, learn how to say straight on, left and right in any language. And you don't even need a lesson. You can just get online and Google it. And because it's got speakers next to it, so if you look how to say left, you know, if it's French, it'll tell you gauche or whichever language you want to do. And it means if someone's lost in town or foreign, you'll be able to give them directions and help them support people. I think everybody, Martin Sang's just put fire worming on it.
So Martin, myself and Sean had a massive conversation when we'd had 1 or 2 tequilas, which is Martin Sang's fault. And we were talking about the fire walking, and he reckons that he could fire worm. And Martin Sang's going to be one of our guests.
Oh God, I can't wait.
Come on as our guest.
And we've got to have our new sponsor coming on as well.
Oh, is our sponsor coming on? Oh, exciting. Oh, brilliant.
Available because I think it's only right that we have our sponsor on.
I think so
and to talk about what's possessed him to fund our show.
Yeah.
Because we do it voluntarily to keep everyone's spirits up, don't we?
We do. And Mal's just messaged saying he's so sorry for the breakdown. It looks like a better show. I think he means, a better show without me. No, definitely not. Well, it is the 13th, so something had to go wrong. Oh, he'd prepared all day for it, bless him. But for some reason, the computers didn't want to play. But we'll get him back on. Because he's a really inspirational guy as well, and he does loads and loads of stuff, and will be dead cool.
We are so lucky getting the guests we got on. Just ordinary people who've done so much, and they're just so interesting, and everyone's journeys.
And do you know what else I thought, Sam? I think we're coming up to our first birthday, you know. And I'm gonna get me diary, because I'm sure
our very first show.
Oh my days!
Today.
So our very first show was the 21st of October. So next Wednesday is our year anniversary.
Our birthday. Yeah,
wow.
I enjoy it. I forget about it and then remember on Wednesday and think.
Yeah, because I thought to myself, I'm sure it's coming up soon. We've been on for the because we started it in October, so it'll be a year next week. So that's cool.
And we had Ben on. was our very first guest.
No, we did. You and I just did our very first one.
And then the week after.
And then Ben was our very first guest. Yeah. And he's been on since, hasn't he? He's been on twice, hasn't he? So that's cool. And I know Mal because of Ben. So that's how we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Mal does a lot of work with Ben and for his podcast things and stuff, but I don't want to tell you too much about that. So I think because you're in Italy, Sam.
Oh gosh, okay.
Right. You're going to do your closing quote in Italian.
Oh my goodness. That you've thrown that one on me. Well, what?
I know.
I have to think of a good
You've got 5 seconds, just saying.
Quote. Okay. Well, this is for everybody, for all the young people this year studying hard. And this is what they say in Italy. They say, al bocca lupo, which means in the mouth of the wolf. And what that means, or in the wolf's mouth, what it means is good luck. That's how they say good luck in Italian. Al bocca lupo.
Al bocca lupo.
It's good luck to everyone. Which
I love that.
But I didn't have a chance to prepare it.
Well, I'm going to say arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
And thank you very much for listening, and thank you for zooming in from Venice. Yeah. And we will see everybody next week with Tom.
And I'll see you Friday evening.
And I will see you